welcome to episode 39 of the Youth Squad Legends series with Wrexham. Right, there's a quick turnaround in this episode, only recorded a couple of days back. Very preoccupied through the weekend, so if my voice goes at any time, I do apologise. I can't help it. There were two very distinct options for player of the episode, Danny Binns or Zviro van Dinteren, both outstanding. I've gone and chose Danny Binns. His potential, I think, is up to 86, but Zviro doesn't go empty-handed for his efforts. He's gone up by 1 overall. Danny Binns has gone up by 1 overall. The other changes are as followed. William Ronto's got +1 in defensive awareness, +1 in standing tackle, and Alex Brutus got +1 in crossing. Very simple changes leading into this portion of the game save. Now, apparently Gino August is really unhappy with his lack of game time.
I can't believe you've done this.
It's the problem with all these crucial contracts. Players think that they are destined to play every single game, even though the mathematics behind it, the squad depth that we've got, it simply doesn't make sense for them to play game in, game out. Maybe we get Posh Cutsy to help us with that. Stevenage, 20th place, playing a 5-2-1-2 standard style football, which was beautifully described by one viewer as Switzerland in any World Cup or international tournament. I can't tell you how spot on that is. Every time I watch Switzerland, my overriding feeling is, yes, that is a football team. Nothing else registers within my brain. I guess Switzerland to football is like Wrexham to training drills. There's so much more that we could do, but it always seems to be collect the trophy. So from now on, if anyone is playing standard style football, we'll refer to it as the Swiss style. I am not afraid to say that Perpahart embarrassed himself last episode, but he is very unhappy. I don't want him to get to a situation where he's moving club or forcing the move to a club because we're selecting Tanner in front of him. So he'll get the game against Stevenage here, and we'll look to loan him out once more to try and keep our options open for the future. Wrexham against Stevenage. Now, is the game going to crash today? Oh, Aaron Presley is the League One top goal scorer. Didn't he score 4 against us last episode? Yes, he did. I am expecting today to be quite erratic, not your normal performances, as I've not had the typical rest up before the episode. Already seen my first mistake. Ricardo Neves is playing on the left wing. Best thing that I can do over the first 45 minutes is to create some kind of rhythm within our play. It's all a little bit too slow there from the two strikers. Now that Zviro van Dinteren's got back into that mindset of scoring tons of goals, seems like he has quickly shifted away from Samasoni and Millward Ridley, joining Dari as a seriously reliable goal scorer. Oh! Wesley! Oi! Am I a joke to you? He's at it again. Stevenage just know his number. It's an own goal by Keone Solar, apparently. Brilliant. Probably can't give him as much stick as I want to then, since it has taken such a wicked deflection. But I'm not happy with the goalkeeper, Ricardo Neves. Trying a cross, and sure enough, it hits the first man. Called for half-time there, 1-0 to the away side. Let's get Neves off that left wing. Gino August is looking tired. We'll bring in Zviro van Dinteren and push Samasoni onto the left. Alex Brutus will be used as a right-back, and in comes Tobias Tanner for the second half. Zviro van Dinteren immediately with the interception. Samasoni moves it onto Millward Ridley, and we are going. Brutus needed to lob that ball much higher into the air. These guys seem to be a disgustingly effective banana skin against us. It's considerably better from Wrexham to start this second half. Gwyn throwing, read that like a book. Alex Brutus down the line here for Tomoharu Yoka. Goes inside Millward Ridley. Needed something a bit more spectacular than that. Millward Ridley is struggling today. Not effective whatsoever. Keone Solar in a position that we wouldn't expect the lad to be in. Millward Ridley will set up Tomoharu Yoka. That's the equaliser. Nicely done. Great tactical tweaking by Jang Sung Chan. And it probably all just stems from Ricardo Neves not being at left wing anymore. They might have all the attributes for one certain position, but sometimes it is clear to see that a certain player cannot play a certain position. Pryor gets around Brutus, but not around Gwynthrowen, who's having a quite stellar match there at centre-back, I see. Great strength by Brutus, but he's got to be very careful with the pass out, just slipping it through the gap into an onrushing Gwynthrowen, changing defence to attack. Millward Ridley forced to play as a winger. Gets a look, it's Viro van Dinteren who might set up Faridas Asman. Who's this? Ricardo Neves! Good effort, lad. Spencer Neal is well out of position, but Keone Sola doing the tight marking job inside. It's good work all around, and the strength by Spencer Neal is exemplary. Oh, Faridas Asman with a poor pass. Interception by the American. A little too late. Speed up that passing. Ciliato Samasoni is having an enjoyable time on the left wing, but needs to work on his crossing. Now, we've steadied ourselves in this game. What else can we do? Subs bench is looking rather poor. Not as poor as Millward Ridley today. So we're going about applying the pressure up front by ways of pace. Quick step plus on both Zviro, Van Dinteren and Worthy. Darwin Cruz can play on the left. Although big shout out to Samasoni. I thought he did all right in that position. Thing is, I've got to get the substitutions on for them to make any difference whatsoever. Time is ticking, and I might even pull off a foul if I can, just to stop the match. Go on, Tanner. Straight at him. Smashes the ball out of play. Come on. Brutus into the middle. This is Neves with so much to work with. Darwin Cruz. Well, he's just going to get flattened by the number 2, but he plays the ball inside to Zviro van Dinteren, and Worthy wins the game! Mate, I have absolutely pulled off a madness with the tactical tweaks that I've done here. Jang Sung Chan is an absolute genius. For most of that game, we didn't look likely to score at all. January cutscenes are now on screen. This is Thierry Cumberbatch bidding farewell to Wrexham, going on to pastures new. Darwin Cruz leaves us with a very positive effort to win the game there against Stevenage before he heads off to Atlanta United, and Jake Jackson has moved. No real surprise there. The goal within this window is to try and streamline the team as much as possible. We are bloating out a little bit, and it's making rotating the side very difficult, increasingly impossible to manage. So on the loan list goes Wesley Perpart. That's not really a surprise, but it does leave Tobias Tanner as the sole goalkeeper, which I'm not comfortable with. Finlay Evans will eventually go out on loan, but the goal is to hopefully potential glitching beforehand. Out of the holding midfielders, it might be a surprise to know that I've loan listed Felix Rosenberg, because he does have an exceptionally high potential, and he's probably the most likely out of the 3 that we've got playing for us at the moment to receive an overall boost on loan. Viriapu is in the same boat. I love him. I do think he's going to be a great player. He'll be even better if he goes out on loan and receives some kind of boost. We have sadly transfer listed Batadene Badman Yambu, who just doesn't feel at home here. Quite honestly, I still don't see him as a right midfielder. We've also loan listed Lokthuk Ung, Ciliato Samasoni and Nicky Millward Ridley. I'm not planning on all of those players going out on loan. It just depends on which strikers get the interest first. We need to slim down our choices a little bit to keep everybody happy. Hang on a second. EFL League One Player of the Month December shortlist. They're all Rotherham players. Nombe, Green, Ford and Lindsay. All of Rotherham United. They must have had a hell of a December. How have none of our players got into that? Zviro van Dinteren completely looked past. We've got a bit in the budget because of the Cumberbatch sale, which means finally we can welcome in Philip Goodridge, who's been on these Youth Academy reports for about 5 months. He starts out as a 68 overall. Sadly, all his stats are concentrated in defending, so if he doesn't give me a good initial impression, he's probably best off just being something that we can sell off as an asset. We have enough centre-backs. It's a cracker of a game to start the new year off with. First against second in League One. Ipswich Town haven't lost in their last 3 games. They play in a 4-2-3-1 wide gegenpress system. This could backfire significantly. I've filled in the team with what I think are the best passing players that could combat whatever press is coming our way. It's going to be very interesting to see Tristan Hicks up front there. Hopefully he plays some kind of false nine. It's Ipswich Town against Wrexham, the only team that has kept up with our searing pace. It's a potential title decider that gets its first action from a Danny Binns block. Solar goes in pretty committed, but somehow doesn't end up with the ball. Danny Binns on the push. And this guy's just slalomed around Spencer Neal and the Canadian. Tanner had to come into action. There's a block, double block by Keone Solar. What a start. Standing tackle, Danny Binns. Ioka's second corner kick, hopefully towards Sorindari. First one was Bence Mackers, and he might be the unexpected recipient of this corner kick as well as he slaloms around everyone. Confidence there to see from Wrexham at the start of this game. Look how we're passing this ball around. A little volleyed pass just about gets there to Tomohiro Ioka. Cross comes in, it's brilliant, but sadly no goal. Keone Solar! Beautiful. Springs that up to Bence Macker, looking lively. Solid run by Sorindari. Decoy that just opens it up for Bence Macker. What a run this would be. No finish. Oh, Bence. And now it's Ipswich to try and put a dagger in the hearts, but it's a great foot in by Keone Solar. End-to-end football at the moment, and you just expect that there's got to be a goal. Tristan Hicks supplies that goal. We've pressed the press, and we've caused a horrific mistake. That's Tristan Hicks. First game at striker, producing a half volley into the side net. At this moment in time, Wrexham are top of the table, baby. Danny Binns goes back to the keeper. Keone Solar's all over that. We just reset the play with Tobias Tanner and use Cesarini using Akers. Send it wide. Tomohiro Ioka now has the entire right-hand side to deliver something. And it's Tristan Hicks with another half volley. Really challenging Walton. Tomohiro Ioka's going to deliver. That's Sorindari. Prime time for Sorindari to head in, and Tomohiro Ioka corner kick. 2-0 Wrexham. It's looking like nobody can stop us in the league at the moment. Astonishing stuff. Keone Solar going out wide. Had a great game. I love Tomohiro Ioka's attitude to defending. This is Cesarini. Might play in Tomohiro Ioka. It is well timed. The passing team is coming out to shine. Cross is not at Sorindari. Cesarini, though, really well played. It's Tristan Hicks. Absolutely electric, Wrexham. Half time. Come on. Everybody applaud. Positional awareness on point. Danny Binns not giving the striker a rest. Drops to Ali. Swings a shot. Punched away there by Tobias. Ipswich come again, trying to do something in the game. And that delay is a killer if your name's not Keone Solar. Superb reactions. Let's get it. Go on, Tanner. Corner kick for Ipswich. Going to get dealt by Keone Solar very well at the front post. Bodies on the line. More Ipswich attention. There's Danny Binns. Another save by Tanner. We are refusing to lay down and die. Neal's held the play up well. Ali's found a way around him. Keone Solar goes in a bit rash there with the standing tackle. Will be called as a penalty. Yellow card for the big centre-back. I think the instant replay will probably show Keone Solar did win the ball, but he also went straight through the back of the Ipswich player. If there's anybody that we wanted in the net for this situation, it would be Tobias Tanner. Sadly going the wrong way. Hutchinson makes it 2-1. Clean sheet's gone, I'm afraid, and if we aren't smart about it, they'll be wanting more than a simple consolation goal from this match. We've seen the tractor boys off. It's been our game. It's been our tactics at the forefront. Boos ring out at Portman Road. Ipswich Town 1, Wrexham 2. I want to bask in this. Bask in the glory of Wrexham this season. We seem to have an answer for absolutely everything. I want this moment to galvanise us for the rest of the season. Lots of money coming in for Batadene Badmanyambu. Probably too much for the player. 1.5 million will be accepted. Round 2 of the EFL Trophy. I think this is when it becomes a knockout format. Bristol Rovers looking rather terrible and rather tired. They're playing counter-attacking football. It's no surprise. They're a League 2 outfit. All the teams seem to do the exact same thing down there. Wrexham against Bristol Rovers. Debut for Goodridge and a farewell appearance for Batadene Badmanyambu. Needs no other motives. I think Furiapu's going to get there. Oh, he's gone! Furiapu! Speed demon! Bang! Oh, that's brilliant! That is superb! By Hero Furiapu! I've noticed that Goodridge has taken the unallocated number 5 that was assigned to Thierry Cumberbatch by a Patreon. Was initially Zviro van Dintren's number. People have been asking him to return to that squad number. There's a possibility there. I'm not seeing anything special with Philip Goodridge. His positional awareness is that of Eda Ojeda. Well, it's full time. It's a horrific game of football. 1-0. Place is going mad because we've got into the next round of the EFL Trophy at the expense of Bristol Rovers. DK occasionally messages me saying how important sharpness is on these players, and as much as I agree, there's certain players that you know are absolutely terrible from the get-go. I've just praised Philip Goodridge up to the eyeballs in the post-match press conference, only to transfer list him afterwards. That's savage. Jang Sung Chan out here taking lives. Off goes Badmanyambu. I mean, his face paints a picture. He must be pissed. Jang Sung Chan really telling him what he thinks of his playing style. Shambolic. Appalling. Vince Maka could probably do better with one leg.
Welcome to Yuko Ike's Haiku Chronicles with your host, Yuko Ike.
I like big beds and I cannot lie. These other brothers can't deny. Loan interest coming in for Hero Furiapu after that hero performance. Fire by name, fire by nature. Charged at the goalkeeper with a blaze of glory. Oh! Before we take in this monster FA Cup tie at home against West Ham, proper challenge. We've got ourselves a £2 million budget in the bank, of course. We have significant debt. It would be preferable to finish the season with £8 million spare. However, some of it needs to be spent on a backup goalkeeper, and the only other goalkeeper that we've had through this series is Harry Hutchinson. So it's not someone that we expected to come back at all. It's a surprise transfer and relatively cheap. Looks like a deal there at £360,000. Now, fee is agreed, hands shaking. Let's get on to the player's agent. Yeah, the Australian only wants sporadic on the squad roll. That's much better. Stick £1,000 in his weekly wages. Thank you very much. Financially, it seems sensible to recall Eda Ojeda from loan. We'll give him one more game in a Wrexham shirt and get him sold off for top dollar. West Ham looking like this in a 4-2-3-1 wide, 4-star rating, an insane set of players. We've been on this lovely winning streak. It's time to crash down to earth, on fire, screaming, and with a big old thud. Wrexham against West Ham. We are focusing on the league. We are trying to also win the Papa Johns. The FA Cup will have its moment in the spotlight within this save, but not just yet. We can't go on a long run and win the competition at this moment in time, so let's just have a bit of fun. Fair to say, first 10 minutes, West Ham have been awful, so I'm not completely ruling out a shock victory. It's just very unlikely. As much as I'm trying with Finlay Evans, I'm not going to win this ball. Parried away by Hutchinson, but yeah, back of the net. Love to see the tight marking. Who should have been picking up Gayassi there? Was it Ojeda by any chance? Maybe. Could also be the fault of Danny Binns. Ojeda's reactions are just non-existent. Sod it, I'm smashing it. This is Sorin Dari! Hey, it's going all over the place. Straight to Areola. After a couple of very busy youth squad legends days, it's nice to let the hair down a bit. My God, guys. I'm going to try and not be too harsh on the goalkeeper, because it is West Ham after all, but those two efforts for the opening goals, not so good there, Chief. Even though it's clear to see for everyone that we're going to get knocked out and quite comfortably knocked out, I'm not bowled over by this performance from West Ham. What an absolute joke of a display by the goalkeeper. I was going to title this YouTube video like surprise transfer, but with the performance that we've seen today, it might be the worst transfer of all time. Harry Hutchinson, hang your head in shame, pal. All right, we're out of the FA Cup. No surprises there. We take this defeat and learn a bit more about the players. This has been Cutsy. Thank you ever so much for watching this episode of Youth Squad Legends. Apologies if I seemed all over the place in this episode. It was not my normal preparation, but I think we did a decent enough job. If you've enjoyed the video, then please give it a like. Subscribe if you're new around here. If you're enjoying the content, press the bell icon for mobile notifications so you get alerted every time a new video drops. Big thanks to everybody on the right hand side from the bottom of my heart. You guys are absolute legends, supporting me financially on Patreon. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.